Welcome in, Sagittarius. I am Intuitive Nation. I'm here to do your weekly reading. And because the fire signs played such a role in my new moon reading, live reading that I did, I have decided to use the moon oracle cards that I used in that reading on each one of you. So, Sagittarius, you are getting the Black Moon Astrology cards, and I will be using the guidebook because I don't use this deck very often. But it was a very powerful reading for the new moon collective read for the week. So please, if you have time, make moments, don't procrastinate. Go back and watch that reading. Share it with somebody who needs to hear it. Leave me comments. Let me know how we're doing. Sagittarius, you played a very big role in my readings, so I thought you may have more going on than I know of. So you do have messages, but the third house, number 27 card coming out. So we will look that one up. And Mars, geez, Mars spent a lot of time in retroactive space force. And the Grand Trine Blessings, which is happening right now in many different signs, okay? So we'll put them three there. Let's see if there are any others before I start cracking open the guidebook to give you more direction and intuition of my own. Third house, messages. Mars, the planet, force, and Grand Trine is blessings. And then the Grand Cross is the provocator. Oh, the provoker. Okay, so what I want to know, Sagittarius, is are you the provoker or are you being provoked? Grand Cross, number 47, which is also 11. The Grand Trine Blessings is 46, which is 10, which is endings and beginnings. Mars, force, which is anxiety, things not going your way, or going exactly your way. And now you're suspicious about it, right? Third house messages. Incoming messages, Sagittarius. I'm going to shake it up a little bit more and see if any other cards come from this deck for you. This is not an oracle deck where you would shuffle 20 cards out. It wouldn't work well for you. This has one message, and this is just about it. If I get no more cards, this will be your message for this week. And I will read these cards so you can hear the process of what you need to do this week. All right, Taurus I have, and that was in that reading. The solar eclipse, revolution, Leo I will, Saturn a return, age, and moon soul. Okay, we're going to shuffle them one more time. They all came out at once. There's too many cards. This is not that kind of deck. Okay, we have 5 cards right now. Third house, Mars, Grand Trine, Grand Cross, and Taurus I have. All right. Right now, we are just starting Scorpio season. Okay. Happy birthday to the cuspers of Scorpio Libra. And happy birthday to those Libra cuspers into Scorpio. Good luck. Alright, so there's anything else coming out, so I'm certainly going to sit here and I'm not going to wait anymore for another card, okay? Nothing else. We're going to see the bottom of the deck. Air element. Air. I swear I must be dehydrated or something. Air element. Number 39, which is 12, which is 3. Communication. Okay, so that will start this messages, right? All right, so let's see what messages you are receiving since the air element is talking about communication here for you, Sagittarius. Let me get a drink, please. Thank you. do have my window wide open here so I can breathe. Alright, number 27, messages. Okay, it is your third house. You must stay drunk on writing so reality cannot destroy you, is the comment by Ray Bradbury, Zen of the Art of Writing. Words have power. Yeah, that's pretty much true, right? Words have power. Now is the time to get your point across, Sagittarius. With this card, you may also get a clear direction in the way to proceed. The third house also represents neighborhoods and siblings. So, this could be about family. It could be about neighborhood, your neighbors, your friends, wherever you're at, okay? But communicating, he liked it, is very important to this whole situation. And error brings in the sign of communication, right? Swords. Alright. The third house is the area of astrological chart that reveals how we think, speak, and communicate, which would be why your air element dropped in here at the same time. It signifies our need to know and demonstrate how we put our concepts and thoughts into words. That would be why my mouth was not working, okay? You are in search of answers and in need of unlocking mysteries, but your mind is agile and you are able to grasp every detail right now. You may wish to express this mental suppleness through writing, speaking, and researching subject matter which has always intrigued you. Libraries call to you. You may suddenly wake up with an idea that could turn out to be very lucrative. You may even be toying with the idea of writing a book. I know I am. And I'm not a Sagittarius. Starting a blog, perhaps a screenplay, or a position at a local news media outlet. There couldn't be a better time than now to make those changes. As well as dreamy or imaginative writing, the poet and poetry, the third house also represents dexterity, swiftness, curiosity, and figuring out the mechanisms of what makes things work. So this could mean expressing yourself about something rather technical. Okay, so the third house card in brief. Finding the right words, discussion, being of two minds, vacillation, hesitation about stepping into situations. Like you don't want to butt into people's businesses, but sometimes the truth must be spoken and brought out. And if there's something in your truth that you know, then you must share it. Coming to clear choices, objectivity, short trips, air travel, or taking flight. Mastering something new, neighborhood events or changes connecting to the greater mind, owning what you know to be true, speaking your truth. Being chatty or talkative, closing down emotionally, and relying on common sense. Turning cold on someone, or someone turning cold on you. Hand-to-eye coordination, games and figuring out puzzles. Intelligence, inventions, numbers, letters, needing to do math, early schooling, scripts, codes, siblings, bargains, signing of contracts, sales, and commercial transactions. Representative to the Three of Pentacles. Teamwork makes the dream work. Key ideas, short journeys, the neighborhood, siblings, signing documents, communication, rumors. And it's funny how that song Rumors just came into my head. And now, because I am that asshole, I will pull up that song. Sorry to leave you in the dark there for a minute. I want to pull it up. I will pull it up now. Because this is the song I came up with, and I'm not sure if you thought of the same thing, so... Rumors. Okay. Let's see if I can find the right one. is not the song I was thinking of. Let's see. I don't know if this one's it. I might get dinged because I'm playing the song, but I want you to hear it. This is it. Club Nouveau. If you want to look it up, if I get beat up on this video for it. Yeah. It started by jealous people and they get mad and sing something they had and nobody else. Okay. I'm going to turn it off because they might not let my video go up if I have this in the background. But Rumors by Club Nouveau, okay? What I'll do is I'll go back and I'll read the words. How do rumors get started? They're started by jealous people, and they get mad seeing something they had and somebody else is holding. They tell me that temptation is very hard to resist, but these wicked women, oh, they just persist. Maybe you think it's cute, but girl, I'm not impressed. I tell you one time only with my business, please don't mess. When you look at all these rumors, they're surrounding me every day. I just need some time to get away. Okay, so that's what I want you to know with this song. You can go play it on your own, and I hope they don't ding me for it, but that is what came to my mind immediately, not the Fleetwood Mac version, okay? So, what you need to do is meditate and relax. Meditation and relaxation are suggested when this card presents itself. If the Neptune or Pisces card falls in the spread along with the third house card, your thoughts are likely inspired ones, which it did not. So, you could be having psychic or mediumistic communication. So, somebody from the other side could be talking to your angels or your ancestors, okay? This card can also mean you'll be talking your way into and out of tough situations. However, you will be mentally able to grapple with issues and sort them out well. Important documents and other paperwork are indicated. This isn't your everyday type of paper shuffling. The matter will be more significant than usual. Okay, just so you're on the same page with what I'm talking about, okay? Now, the next card is Mars, Force. I don't want to get too crazy in this, but war does not determine who is right, only who is left, right? By Bertrand Russell. The Mars card suggests there is something you may have to fight for. So that's what we were talking about already with the third house messages card, right? And the communication. All right. So the red planet, fiery Mars, is named after the god of war and agriculture, the primary military deity among the Romans. All festivals for Mars in ancient Rome were in March, the month that heralds in the solar time of Aries, the sign that Mars rules. Named by ancients, the bright and burning one, Mars is considered an inner planet, so that means it is capable of being seen by the human eye. Its landscape is reddish-orange, and pictures often show an unfathomable pink sky. This is a time when you feel not only forced, but driven. It is a good time to consider goals and desires and not allow them to fall into shadows. Right now, action is needed. It is not a good time to sit back and wait. Don't procrastinate. Leo had the same advice. When this card presents itself, you are being challenged to protect your interests or move ahead quickly onto something new. The Mars indicates a type of passion and drive that is linked to the spirit and life force. In ancient British magic, this type of energy was the cunning fire that enabled men and women to act like gods and goddesses, to create and defend and to build energy, to seek and claim, to force and pursue, thus to change the fate. So this would be the Emperor card. Battles, adversaries, competition, sport events, rushing defense. Okay, so the card in brief, Mars, struggles, challenges, the color red, fast cars, the military, sport events, law enforcement, being forthright, pushing ahead, ambition, being number one, enthusiasm, events that roar toward you, taking you unaware. So, like the tower, excitement, noises, others having battles under people baiting you. Other people baiting you. Being bullied, confronting bullies in the family and on the job. In the family. All right, Sagittarius. Sorry. Defending the position you have earned, losing your head. Sagittarius, we know you can lose your temper. Accidents or other problems due to being in a rush. Overheating, skin rashes, high blood pressure, hemoglobin of the blood, iron, the phallus drive, animal desires, being ardent, passionate, or lustful. Sheer energy, strength, and impulsiveness. So please, take a moment, take a breath, step back before you speak, before you fight, before you argue, before you open your damn mouth. Okay. But there is going to be that aggressive possibility with these messages. So obviously the communication that's coming in has got shit to say. And you're going to have to tell yourself to actually listen and not allow it to push you over the edge. Okay? Let's see what the Grand Trine blessings are. Number 46. Grand Trine. Starting to understand this deck a little better every time I use it, so it is good to use it. Everything Was Beautiful and Nothing Hurt by Kurt Vonnegut. A grand trine is when three planets aspect each other at 120 degrees. This creates an equilateral triangle. If you are to draw lines between the three planets, the planets would usually be in signs of the same element. A grand trine is considered to have an easy flowing energy, either in the natal chart or by transit, and to be an incredibly lucky aspect. Trines, when only two planets aspect each other at 120 degrees, always inspire harmony in the skies, so there is a sense of wholeness and completion when a grand trine happens. And although grand trines do not always spell out easy fame or fortune, those with one in their natal charts can be born into wealth or at least momentously talented. The only downside with a grand trine is that those influenced by them tend to become lax or so contented that it leads to laziness and procrastination and inertia. It is like a child who's given everything he wants and thus doesn't know the values of responsibility or appreciation. Now, if you're older, like some of us, you won't know that. You won't be that spoiled child. We worked our asses off, and we still do. But with this grand trine, you also understand that this communication that's coming, that is going to cause some negativity, it's going to cause some downfall, it's going to cause your anger, is also for your highest good, Sagittarius. So you must stop and think about what you're saying and doing in response and not let it take you over the threshold in a negative way. Okay? When the grand trine presents itself in a spread, be assured you are entering a time of easy flow, or that at least many of the impediments you are experiencing are being lifted. This speaks of a period of harmony and ease that may inspire you to take the path of the least resistance, but it is best that you keep your eye on the prize and not let go of your original purpose. Do not leave it on a shelf. There is a possibility that your success may be lost if you do, and I will say it one more time, do not procrastinate. Take action. You and Leo. On the other hand, this is a time where you can expect yourself to be in the right place at the right time, What may seem like a lucky break stems from wants and desires you have been consistent about. It isn't, however, time to coast, so don't take it easy, because you get what you want. You still must work harder than most. You must continue to give a little more effort in order to keep that wheel of fortune turning in your direction. Also, don't pass up opportunity that may fly by. Don't pass it up. Not every one of them will be right for you, but a few will facilitate you coursing a flowing river of success. Sagittarius. When it comes to love, the Grand Trine card turns up your existing relationship, and it should improve. Your social popularity will increase, and if single, you're about to meet a person, or have already, who will be a true partner, not only supportive of you and your successes, but someone who will help and advance you and your goals. It could be indicating a meeting with your perfect mate, but this would only be as long as both of you are willing to nurture the relationship. If not, it will be still an overall good relationship, just a short-term one. While it may seem that luck is on your side, you have been diligent, worked consistently to bring this about. Your diligence and hard work may not be visible to others, but you deserve the success that is soon to be yours. Stay in the flow, trust the universe, but continue to do your work. Okay? So, I said this, right, already. So this fortuitous time does not pass by before you can reap your harvest. You will need to apply real effort. So the card in brief is being gifted, being blessed, creature comforts, good luck, but with no guarantee of success, receiving gifts, winning, having faith, being in the moment, indolence, inertia, wanting to play instead of work, moderation, unrealistic expectations, avoidance, escapism, fantasy, easy flow of energy, lack of complications. Easy enhancement of natural gifts, taking the easy way out. Nothing that you have earned ever, Sagittarius, is easy. Okay? So if it's getting too easy, keep working. Dream catchers, hidden potential, contentment, euphoria, harmony, innocence, childhood, getting along with others, being empathic, being at one with others, sweetness, gentleness, privacy, the inner world, acceptance, satisfaction, striving for peace, experience, disconnect, stasis. This is the Temperance card, which is patience, moderation. Don't overdo your reactions or the reactions of others. Harmony, completion, being in a good place, easy flowing energy, opportunity, contentment, okay? Good Trine Cross, number 47, Provoker. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all. Helen Keller. The Grand Cross is an area of tension in a chart, thus becoming a great catalyst for movement and change. A rare astrological configuration, the Grand Cross, also called the Grand Square, occurs when 4 planets form a perfect cross in the skies. These planets are around 90 degrees from each other, meaning they are 4 planetary squares, 90 degrees apart, and 2 planetary oppositions, 180 degrees apart. Squares in astrological charts cause tension and restriction, oppositions, as well as seldom soft aspects. They come with pressure to grow and will exceed any limitation put in one's path. But the Grand Cross is the most rare and intense of all. Okay? In mythology, this alignment represents 4 directions. The Grand Cross, also called Cosmic Cross, is symbolic of 4 seasons, equinoxes, solstice, as well as the cross quarter days, indicating a period of time when your life may seem at a cross purpose. Usually when a grand cross occurs, it indicates a crisis. Yet through this calamity will be the painful process of growth and renewal, and eventually a greater foundation for happiness and success. Strangely, it is almost as if the planetary energies are in competition with each other. And where are we right now? Right? We are in the beginning of fall, just coming out of summer, right? And so now a month into the season, we are meeting up with the veil being thin, the new moon and all of this fun stuff going on. And and don't forget, Mercury is going in retrograde November 9th for another fucking 4 or 6 weeks. And we're now in Scorpio season, right? So, as well as all the blessings that you're getting, right? You're also getting an instigation card. So, these messages, right, are telling you, keep your eyes on the mission, keep your head low, keep your mouth shut if you can, but don't be afraid to speak your truth. Defend yourself as necessary. But don't go crazy overboard, okay? You have to find a balance. And as I told Leo, maybe a little shadow work wouldn't hurt you either, Sagittarius. Because you get the blessings and the provoker, sorry. The Nine of Wands, okay? So this is perseverance. Frustrations, being overwhelmed by the reality of situations, balancing things out, analysis paralysis. It is time to draw upon your own strength, and in doing so you will move from uncertainty into a place of peace and contentment. Okay? The mulling over of matters, building of a foundation, keeping an eye on the prize. Okay? To act, poverty, the need to scavenge, hard luck, not being given a break, direction, focus. You see how we can go back and forth? This is why I'm reading that particular part in these cards, because I want you to know the good and the bad with these cards, and you could already be in one or the other. Every card has a message for you about this new moon and about your week. So I want you to understand that although you're going to feel it heavily this week because of the new moon, this is something you're going to have to maintain throughout the season and probably throughout the winter. And none of us is really going to be cleared of this back and forth energy until the spring. So keep your head down, keep your eyes on the mission. Defend where you need to defend. Absolutely. But don't forget that a snarky comment from you, Sagittarius, can send this whole thing in the wrong direction. So it is expected that you will be the one to maintain the peace and correction in a positive, respectful way. Okay? Pressure, discipline, frustration, growth, defensiveness, competitive, victory. You understand? All of these come with the Grand Cross, with the Grand Trine. You are being provoked at the same time. It's like you're being tested, Sagittarius. The last card, Taurus, I have. Number 14. My sister's birthday. She was a Taurus. Yes. I'm just going to tell you that that's like the Hierophant card, the law, the traditions, the religions. More than anything else, the Taurus card suggests dealing with finances, capital investments, what is bought and what is owned. This card also stands for your possessions. It is a good time to build on what you have. It is also an excellent time to invest in real estate or properties. So the Taurus card in brief, I'm going right to it, okay? What you own, what you are working to own, banks and bank accounts, investments, money in hand, cash flow, credit loans, accounting, stocks, real estate, sentimentality, elegance, ballet, singers and singing, paintings, art galleries, being stubborn, sticking with things, never backing down, bullheaded, appreciating what is material or practical, love of possessions, being skeptical, bullishness, sarcasm, not seeing the value in the non-material, wanting to parent others, having to wait and be patient, procrastination, independence, doing things on your own, being honorable and responsible, being reliable, being tough-minded yet compassionate. Yes, you hear me. Compassionate. Lack of procrastination. Do not procrastinate. Being placid. The colors brown, green, orange, fairies, elemental spirits, farms and farmers. Being greedy. Luxuries, comfort foods, and seeking pleasure. Comfort, nurturing, steadfastness, materialism, money, and what is owed. So as you can see, I hope you will go back and watch the new moon reading because you will definitely get more out of it as the fire signs are really taking a hit in my feelings towards this whole new moon experience. I have an Aries North Node, a Virgo South Node. I am Libra Sun, Scorpio Moon, my Pisces Ascended. I'm really getting slapped all the way around with the Grand Trine and the Grand Cross and the air element of communication since I am the Libra Sun. So focus this week, Sagittarius, on keeping it calm, cool, and collected. Focus on moving forward and keeping positive movement forward. If something happens extreme, unexpected, as it is saying it will, be careful of your reaction to it. Be careful how you speak about it and to whom you speak to. Not everyone is your friend at work. Try to remember that. And because you all agree on one thing, tomorrow you may not. And then all of a sudden, your secrets are all over the place. So keep your shit to yourself. Don't procrastinate. Defend yourself, yes, but do it respectfully. Do it as you would want them to do to you, even though they won't. Because that speaks about you, Sagittarius. That's who you are. And I know you can go off the deep end and be like the Gemini twin, the psychosocial. But you really need to pull it together. And this is going to be a tough season, I think, for a lot of us because I think winter's going to be longer and more snowier. I think we're going to experience. Now, of course, it really depends on your location and where you are when you read this. When you have your winter, period, end of story, that's coming. Summer going into summer, right? So, might be the hottest summer ever. Especially with Venus love and carnelians are all about sex, lust, right? So be careful. You might have a good relationship that's short term and just be all about the sex, okay? Doesn't mean you're entering into a relationship that's permanent. Or it could be the love of your life. So just be careful, okay? All right, Sagittarius, this is what I got for you. I want you to go back and watch the new moon reading. If you have to watch it in pieces, watch it in pieces. But all of the cards that I used, all of the moon cards that I used, basically told the entire story in each step. And then I used the lunar tarot deck at the end of it, and it really just confirmed everything. So you really need to hear. So you may have to listen to it in pieces just so you can hear what each is talking about and how they confirmed each other, okay? That's what I got for you this week, Sagittarius. You got the longest reading out of this, so I think you're going to be one of the most affected in this new moon. So try to do what I said. And remember, you have free will and final say at the end of the day. You still can always change the outcome depending on your behavior. That's what makes the difference in this situation. Have a good week.